And cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. So, hello viewers, and welcome to a very special episode of Between Two Pints. With me today, I am joined by Wilson.
Hello.
Wilson Large?
Yeah, like small, medium, large.
Excellent. Wilson has come up from the States to talk about his awesome web series, Dark Darkness.
Dr. Darkness cordially invites you.
He's hosting a darkness convention at his castle.
Where dark hearts and minds converge to discover what's new in the world of darkness.
Darkness convention? That sounds pretty cool.
He's a very big fish in the darkness pond.
And he knows how to be a guest. He brought me a glass. Here, holding up on the wrong side. We got this sweet glass, and he says I can
see
keep.
the logo there. It matches the logo on the shirt.
Brought me this sweet t-shirt, which I'm probably going to be hitting the gym in later this week. And also, this is a big first for Between Two Pints. He has brought us our first sponsored beer, which is really good. I don't need to lie about this. Boundary Bay.
Yes.
Wilson, do your Vanna White
All
impression.
right. Yeah. So Boundary
Here,
Bay
a little bit
Brewery.
higher. There's your close-up.
Boundary
Sexy.
Bay Brewery.
Okay,
And
work it. Magnum. Do some Magnum. Yeah. Oh, whoa, that's intense. I'm not duplicating that. I am not doing that. But Boundary Bay has brought me a great oatmeal stout.
Yes.
I'm gonna drink some.
And they brew their own root beer too. So I'm drinking the root beer. It's they've got a slogan, "Save the Ales." If you're ever down in Bellingham, Washington, they sell some great T-shirts, and you can see their website at bbaybrewery.com. They've got a Twitter, they got a Facebook. We can put that in the description.
I
maybe.
think that they might. Their oatmeal stout is interesting. I would almost say it's not quite an honest name. There's like chocolate in there or something. That's
Definitely.
delicious. I'm loving it. And how's your root beer?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm a root beer connoisseur.
So, like, is it? Let me smell it. Oh man, that smells really good. I'm kind of jealous. I love root beer too.
And it's got the definite sarsaparilla in there that I love. I love sarsaparilla when I drink.
So Boundary Bay, thanks so much for sponsoring this. I'm gonna treasure this beautiful growler you've provided, and this beer is delicious. You guys check it out at the links below. But now on to the really important topic. We're gonna talk about Wilson Large's amazing web series, Dark Darkness.
All right. Well, thanks for calling it amazing.
I love it. And this you've brought a mask.
Yeah. So I brought Snake Man, who's one of the four main protagonists in the show, and it's a cult classic. Dark Darkness. It's a cult of one. I'm the main cult member, but it's a cult because I saw it 9 years ago as a stage play.
So the beginnings of the darkness,
Yes.
so to speak, was actually you seeing a play.
And it's funny, it's called Serial Killers at the Idiom Theater, and every week the audience votes off their least favorite play. So you start out with 5 plays. Every week it whittles down, and the final 2 were The Dastardly Death of Dr. Darkness, the original name, and another one which I can't remember. But obviously this stuck with me, and the characters were so memorable, so lovable. It was like discovering Spider-Man or the X-Men all over again. And I talked to the creator and optioned it and embarked on a web series.
And we actually met at Vancouver Webfest 2016.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun, and I didn't get you on the show then, but I've got you on the show now.
Thank you.
And Wilson actually gave me an autographed picture of Snake Man, and so I felt like the picture's great. You guys gotta watch the series because it's actually kind of like about a bunch of villains. The first season.
Yeah. The main protagonists are all the like. If you were to look at the story as like, well, how do normal people identify with it? It's all about people who are their own worst enemy. They're all flawed, but they all have lovable traits as well, and each one of them have their own unique flaws, and that makes it interesting when they're forced to team up in season 1, which we haven't shot yet, because they clash. There's Ronald, a D&D gamer who has just thinks he's the greatest gift, and he's like so smart and all this, but he has no superpowers. He winds up with Jerry the Snake Man, who's got a lot of anxiety issues, but he's very diplomatic and a very sweet guy. And then you've got Mordecai, who's really gruff and got anger issues, and he's in hiding. He's decided he's a dread vampire wizard who's decided to disguise himself as Jesus. And then there you go.
Jesus. Mordecai.
That's my Mordecai doll. And then, of course, we can't forget Ganem Azul, who's the sorceress ninja queen.
I have a weakness for sorceress ninja queens. I've been on OkCupid, as that's like my number one match. I still haven't met one yet. I even have a dojo in the garage. I showed you our dojo. Mm-hmm. No ninja queens.
Yeah, I kind of expected to see one in there.
Yeah, no, they're actually pretty busy.
Yeah.
They're at home watching Netflix when I'm out trying to date. So.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because that's kind of Ganem Azul's big thing, is that she wants to shirk her duties as a queen, because she's more of a ninja sorceress, and she's just overwhelmed. She's so busy.
It's tough. Let's actually talk about the beginning. So now, for the viewers out online, you can actually see episodes 1 to 4, but this is the prelude, right? This isn't season 1. This is season 0.
Yes.
And now you filmed 4 episodes that are sort of like show the backstories of each of these interesting characters, which are really great. And you guys, you can check them online right now. We'll put links below. It's a great website.
Cool.
And yeah, so like, what's next? You want to do a season 1? It's written.
Mm-hmm. It's written.
And what how are you going to do it? You actually were telling me you met Ben Dobbins from Zombie Orpheus?
Yeah. I wore my Gamers Hands of Fate shirt here to give them props. And Ben and I had actually worked on something a long time ago together, back in 2007 or something. And then I saw that they were doing this campaign, and I had just sort of gotten going on this the script for the web series. And I didn't even know it was a web series at the time. I had a feature-length script, and then it was very similar in the type of humor and adventure and that type of thing. So I talked to Ben, and he said, well, you need to make some content. And I didn't want to touch this source material, this existing screenplay, because I knew I had no money and no time, and I was going to be experimenting with production design and everything else. So I invented this season 0, and being a big comic book nerd, in the comic industry.
They totally feel like those comics where they release like a comic on Free Comic Day to like show some. Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to call it season 0.
That's really smart. I think that's a great way to go about like world building.
Yeah, it's because it's interesting to see who these people are before they meet at the beginning of season 1, which is budgeted, it's written, and it's a fairly high concept.
It looks
high
great.
Production
I really
value.
enjoyed it.
I mean, we
I was a little jealous in some parts.
Oh well,
I was like sitting in the back of the theater, like, fuck these guys.
I know that feeling. I
was like, I wish I had friends who did VFX or had money for it.
Well, I know I have been so lucky, and I owe a ton of thanks. It would be rude not to mention the amazing cast and crew, and the Emmy award-winning production designer who came on episode 3 and 4, who was the production designer for that 70s show, Roxanne, Third Rock from the Sun.
That's awesome.
Garvinetti, he's the man. And,
wow.
And so he kind of came on board, and it's a big budget. It's a lot of money, and we need to raise it still. So that's where I'm at.
And that actually leads us into our final question is like, so how are we going to do season 1? How do we make it happen? If people, you watch this episode, you check out his prelude to the season, what do you think? Like, viewers, you can chime in the comments. Like, how do you think, like, where do you think you're going to go finding a budget for this?
Well, it'll really help if people catch on to it without, I haven't done any marketing or anything like that, so I'd love it if people could watch it, share it if they like it, and comment and tweet and Facebook and all that good stuff. But eventually we will need to spend some money on marketing to get it out there, boost up the view numbers, and then use that as a tool as we look for the investors, because it's a bit more than, say, a Kickstarter campaign. Kickstarter could be a part of it, but we need to raise about $500,000 to shoot season 1. So there's a plan of action that we are embarking on to raise that money and start shooting season 1, hopefully this year.
Awesome. Well, hey man, it was great having you on the show, and you are always welcome to come back as soon as your plan starts coming to fruition or starts moving forward. You need to come back on the show. We'll talk about Dark Darkness. It'll be great. And yeah, viewers, you guys need to check out Dark Darkness. You need to share those episodes online, and that'll help Wilson a lot. And thanks, man, for coming on the show. This has been awesome. And man, check it out. I got a sweet t-shirt. This is the best show for me ever. I got delicious oatmeal chocolate beer from Boundary Bay. I got a beautiful growler. Wilson was nice enough to come on. I'm going to steal some of his root beer when he's not looking. Thanks a lot, viewers. Check out Dark Darkness and leave some comments below.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm so drunk. I am such a lightweight.
It's like 7% alcohol.
Oh, see, I specifically don't buy high alcohol for the show because I am a lightweight.